Now I will discuss to you the different types of research design. So research is divided into three major types. We have quantitative, qualitative, and mixed methods. For the first type of research, quantitative research is characterized through the use of a deductive approach, aimed in proving, disproving, or lending credence to an existing set of theories. This type of research involves measuring variables, testing relationships, revealing patterns, correlation, or causal relationship. Now, my students are maybe having a lot of questions in mind. Ma'am, what do we do with measuring variables? What are variables? What do we need to do if we need to test the relationships of variables? How do we reveal patterns, correlation, or causal relationship? Now, don't be confused with those terms because conducting a quantitative research is relatively simple and easy as long as you follow the process in collecting quantifiable data. So, quantitative research is basically defined as systematic investigation of phenomena by gathering quantifiable data and performing statistical or mathematical techniques. Quantitative research collects information from existing and potential respondents using various sampling methods and sending out online surveys. So when you choose to have a quantitative research, commonly students would have a normative survey. They would float their questionnaire, and the questionnaire could be in the form of a Likert scale where you would request or require your respondents to check on a grid of whether they agree, slightly agree, strongly agree, disagree, slightly disagree, or strongly disagree with the statement that you will be including there. Of course, the statement would be in line on how you're going to collect information. The questions that you will be including, or the questions which will be part of your questionnaire, should, of course, answer the questions that you have in your research paper. So those questions should be related to your research questions. Your research questions should be seen, of course, under the statement of the problem. So I always tell my students, so whenever they need to come up with questions which they should include in their questionnaire, they should always pattern those questions to answer the research questions in their paper. Now, qualitative research would involve inductive method aimed at generating knowledge and meaning. This type of research is appropriate in explaining, describing, and exploring. As a student and as a very curious student, you would like to explore a lot of things around you. You would like to know more about places, things, and people that you really find interesting, intriguing, or mysterious. Try looking at people around you. Perhaps you are interested in knowing these people's ideas, views, feelings, attitudes, lifestyle, or experiences. The information these people give you reflect their mental, spiritual, emotional, or even social upbringing, which in turn show how they view the world. Qualitative research is different from quantitative research because it involves the inductive method, whereas quantitative research involves the deductive method. So, resulting from internal aspects, people cannot measure worldviews but know them through numbers. Obtaining world knowledge in this manner directs you to do a research called qualitative research. This is a research type that puts premium or high value on people's thinking or point of view conditioned by their personal traits. As such, it usually takes in soft sciences like social sciences, politics, economics, humanities, psychology, and all other business related subjects. Subjectivity in qualitative research is true not only for an individual or a group under study, but also for you, the researcher, because of your personal involvement in every stage of your research. For instance, during interviews, you tend to admire or appreciate people's ideas based on their answers or your observations and analysis of certain objects. By carefully looking into or listening to the subject or object in a natural setting, you become affected by their expressions of what they think and feel about a topic. A common research topic which has a qualitative research design would be a study of how indigenous people go on with their everyday lives. How do ITA, just for example, you can have a qualitative research on how do ITA communities perform rituals, which we commonly know, just for example, or which we usually do rituals when there are wedding ceremonies. How do they perform rituals when a child is born or when having different celebrations, when having their harvest time, how do they perform different rituals? Another study could be how do ITA parents support their children in learning Tagalog, in learning English, and also in learning new languages which their children might be needing in school. Those are examples of qualitative research. One of the important characteristics of a qualitative research is its human understanding and interpretation. Most of the time, we like to embark into doing a qualitative research because we want to understand more on how people think, how people live, and how people survive through the different challenges and obstacles that they have in their living environment. Data analysis on research based on human understanding and interpretation results to an individual's or to a researcher's total understanding of mental, social, spiritual, and also his understanding of the world. Hence, through the worldviews presented in your observation and also presented in this transcription during your interviews, you come to know what kind of human being your subject is, including your subject's values, beliefs, likes, and dislikes. So, having a thorough knowledge of human understanding and interpretation is one of the most important characteristics of a qualitative research. Now, I have a book on qualitative research. A qualitative research is actually being studied for 2 months or 3 months in some schools. So if you get to college or if you get to senior high school, you'll have one separate subject on qualitative research and another subject on quantitative research. So you'll have the deepest understanding of the concepts between qualitative research and a quantitative research, and how would they be different and how they can be mixed. Here, another type of research is the mixed method type of research. It integrates qualitative and quantitative processes. And a mixed method research is actually not being decided, is not usually being decided at the start of your research undertaking. There are different circumstances that would warrant a researcher to embark on having a mixed method research design in his study. The nature of your problem would be the first to call that you need to have a mixed method type of research. There are instances in your research undertaking that you will feel, and also your research advisor or other person knowledgeable about research, they would feel that having your quantitative data would not be enough, and so you need to have another set of data. In other cases, they have already started with a qualitative type of research design, but the data still would not be enough, and so there is a need for the researcher to collect another set of data. There comes the mixed method type of research. The nature of your problem, the nature of the research problem or the research topic would be the first to warrant that a researcher needs to embark on doing a mixed method type of research. Also, having this mixed method type of research has to be discussed extensively. So thank you for listening, and I hope you already have a gist of what a qualitative research is, what a quantitative research is, and what a mixed method research design is. And with this discussion, I know this is limited, but you can always do advanced reading and further studying of this topic when you already have a topic in mind or when you need to start writing your research paper. I just provided you background information on the three major types of research, and other information could be read in your learning activity sheets. And you're always welcome to do further study. Good luck on answering your activities.